Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. How's it going out there in YouTube land? I just wanted to drop in and say hello and wish everyone good morning blessings this morning. This is a day that the Lord have made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. I'm feeling much better. I was feeling a little heavy the last time I came live, but I'm feeling much better. God is good. I have a really busy week and like three doctor's appointments back to back. Um, I still have to follow up with my lung doctor um, because I'm asthmatic and because when I had COVID, um, it did the damage to my lungs or what have you. So, yeah, that part. So I have to do a follow up. Um, it's been about a year now since I've been off of oxygen. I'm so grateful. I don't have to carry my little buddy around and have the cord running through the house like I did last year. I mean, that cord reached from here to Montezuma. It was so long, and then I had to carry the little portable one around everywhere I went and make sure that the battery stayed charged because sometimes you only have like an hour and a half of life on the battery when you go out. Hey, honey, good morning. Thank you, sugar. Thank you. I'm trying to get. I want to get to 1,000 this year. Finally, I've been on the YouTube for so long, but I haven't really been working at it. So I'm so glad you're here, and I'm glad you shared and thumbs up my video. Thank you, sugar. I really appreciate it. I was saying I have three doctor's appointments, and I didn't realize I scheduled two in one day back to back. But oh well, one of them is my lung doctor, and the other one is a neurologist, and then I have to go back to the neurologist because I have to have those injections because of my conditions. Um, so yeah, I hate having those injections though. Like it's like these are not the ones that I have to have in the spine, though. I haven't had those in a while, and I thank God for that. But these are the ones that they do in the muscles in the back because I have um, limited range of motion. So hopefully, and because of the pain, so hopefully this will decrease the pain. But it's crazy because of the condition that I have to make a decision on where I actually want to get the injections because of the fact that I have degenerative joint disease and um, I have degenerative joint disease, so all of my joints are affected and they deteriorate quickly. Yeah, they spray the numbing spray on. It's really cool, and sometimes they help. Some it depends on what they do. So let me tell you, like um I was getting them in my knee, right? It's steroids, which is another issue. You get those? Oh my God, do they help you? Now let me tell you something. It's like it's some not something that I would do. Well, that is recommended to do long term because of it actually advances the deterioration and you end up at some point having to have a replacement. So um the last injections that I was getting in my knees were I went from steroids to the, I think it's called hydronucleic, I can't pronounce the word, acid, which makes um it creates a cushion in the joint in the knee. So I was trying that for a minute because um I was the ones in my knees were only helping for so long, and then they started not helping at all. So those things hurt so bad because it's pushing that gel like stuff. The needle was bigger. So it's pushing that gel stuff. Oh my God, you talking about through. And I had to have those every week for like a month. I was like, nope, I can't do that. They hurt too bad. So with the problem with the steroid injections is it's either I gotta have it either in my knee or either in my back or either in my hands because the carpal tunnel is so bad that I got limited. I'm right-handed, so I can't even make a fist with my right hand or um like I I have I'm also a hairstylist. So by trade, been doing hair for 40 years almost. So it's like cur- curling, cutting, all of that stuff. I have to keep taking breaks because and I had to stop doing it professionally because I can't grip the curlers like I used to, and I was quick with it, do a haircut in 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and a whole style in an hour or whatever. But I was good at it. I was always, but I can't move like that anymore. So I just really do my own hair right now. So, but and the last time I had the injections in my hands, they really didn't work at all, and it hurt so doggone bad. She sprayed the stuff on there to numb it, and it left like a little mole looking mark or something. But on the right hand, it just inflamed. It made my hand inflame big, and it didn't help at all. So I have to go in and I have to see a surgeon, a hand surgeon, to do the carpal tunnel to release the pressure, to do the surgery, to go in and release the pressure. And that's just one more surgery that I don't want to go through. Then with the knees, I you know, I have to have both of them replaced. So I have to do that at a time where I can actually take off of work, and I can't afford to do that right now. So it's like I have to make a choice whether to get them in the knees, the hands, or the back. So I said, okay, well, at least if I get the back, I can get some relief and I can stand straight up. Cause like right now it's so bad. It's like I kind of walk. I already walk a limp because of the knees, so it's like the back. It's just ugly. So yeah, I chose to go for the back this time. So yeah, right. You go to hand. You do. Oh my God, girl! And you do the artwork, so I know that's like you got to keep those hands together. You work at it for a year, at least a year to. Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes the deterioration worse, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and then what I was gonna say about the steroids is if you're a diabetic, sometimes it can make the blood sugar get elevated. So I'm borderline diabetic, so I have to be careful, and I can't get the injection. You can only get them like once every like 90 days or something like that. I forget how often, but like, generally I will only do it maybe once or twice a year. And it's like only when it's really, really bad because I just tolerate the pain most of the time. And like the pain medicines, don't really they don't even really numb the pain anymore. They just take the edge off where you can be kind of functional and push through it. And honestly, it's getting to the point to where I'm just sick of taking medicine for everything. So, and then when you get those injections, you gotta be sure to keep your check your blood sugar often so that it won't get out and all this and that. So back when I had COVID, um, and I was in the hospital, they were treating me with a lot of other the steroids to heal my lungs. So it elevated my blood sugar. My blood sugar was like through the roof. So I was on actual insulin for that time that I was taking those steroids until it balanced back out. But I don't want to go back to sticking myself. That was like, ugh, that was a whole thing. So that's why I have to have the follow up with the lung doctor to make sure everything's good with the lungs. Use generally this time of the year when the seasons change. Like now we're gonna go into Indian summer and all the other stuff is gonna start um getting moldy and all that kind of stuff. This is a time where I usually have bouts with bronchitis and stuff like that. And sometimes they treat you with the steroids and then, trying to keep from getting infected with that dreaded thing again. I just try to stay up on top of everything, make sure I have my nebulizer clean and ready to go, and keep my lungs as healthy as possible because I never want to experience that again. That 10 days in ICU was scary. It was really scary. Not like them telling you if you don't get better, you're going to have to be intubated, and knowing what my daughter went through when she was intubated for 45 days and in the hospital 72 days because she had it like the year before I got it, and it was so crazy because when she had it, I stayed at her house for like 6 months taking care of her family because she was in the hospital for 70 something days. And my baby had to come on. She just got off oxygen. And yes, it was scary, girl. Not being able to talk to my baby, touch her. I couldn't sit there and hold her hand through it. I did not see her for like over 2.5 months. The last time I saw her visually, they had begun the intubation and she had the tube in her throat, but she was sitting up on the video writing notes to us before they put her under. And that was the girl. Never in my life do I ever want to see anybody go through that. Oh my God. And then I had to stay off of Facebook and I had to stop answering the phone because everybody was panicking and people were calling me like, this person we went to school with passed, and this person lost her husband, and this person was infected, and this person, and this person, and this. And it was like everybody we knew was getting sick. My daughter was in that first group. She was in the first 1,000 people within Michigan that got sick. So she was in that first group. And oh my God, it was just a blessing from God because they were running out of ventilators. Um, my baby had to be airlifted to another city. Oh, it was you talking about. It was trying to hold on, keep save face in front of her kids, and they were smaller. Like, oh no, she's a soccer mom. She's a church worship leader. She's hands on cheerleader mom. I mean, football mom, all of that. And from them being engaged with her every day to not seeing her for almost 3 months, ooh, and they were crying, I want my mommy and where she at? Can I talk to her? And it got to the point to where I couldn't even call to hospital for updates every day. I had to let her husband do it because number one, that was her husband, and I didn't want to overstep any or be disrespectful, but I couldn't handle it. So I just let him do it because when I tell you that his faith is unmeasurable, and when I tell you that um seeing him stand in worship and praise in the Bible, reading his word, staying strong, not allowing fear or nothing. He would shut the room and pray. I made sure because he wasn't eating. He had lost a lot of weight. He wouldn't. I made sure that he ate every day. I fed the kids. I kept the house clean. I did the laundry. I did whatever I could do to be there to take any weight off of him. But when I tell you spiritually, he kept that house together. I thank God every day for my daughter's husband because he gave her the right person for her. And that's a prayer that I prayed when my kids were kids. Lord, whatever you do, send the right man to them in their lives. I don't want them to go through anything that I've gone through. And so when he sent her husband, he sent the right one because every time he came, he- even if it was something new that they had to do because her lungs collapsed twice, her kidneys failed, her oh my God, they had to amp up the ventilator, um, everything. But even when he delivered that news to me, he was very calm and he made it seem like it was nothing. I didn't realize, and I have a medical background. Okay, I work in the medical field. I've been there all my life. I know what these things mean. And so I was reading into it from my experience, and I couldn't allow myself to do that because I had to look past what I saw and see what God was doing. And so I had to continue to know that the scriptures say that faith is the substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of things not seen. I had to stop looking at what was seen and see what was not seen, which was God working everything out and working us through that. As a result of that, my daughter and I now have the best relationship because our relationship was kind of strained before, but we have the absolute best relationship and I love it. I love it. I don't ever want her to ever have to go through anything like that again. I couldn't phantom, that's my oldest daughter. I could not phantom losing any of my children, like none of them. Each time I hear from any mother, father, or anybody that lost a child or risk losing a child, it breaks my heart. And I'm always praying for these people I don't even know. And I'll cry with them and pray with them or what have you because you just don't know. That is the thing that you are like, oh my God, it's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. So, I have I've always been a very easygoing, compassionate person, but, you know, I really watch everything I say, and even I am even more forgiving than I was before. And I was always, sometimes my kids used to say, "Mom, you're just too passive. You just do." But I see things from a different perspective, which is, people do what they know to do. Um, and you can't expect water from a lemon. You just can't. You can't expect water from a lemon. You have to do, get what you get, kind of thing. You don't expect much from people that can't give it. And then you have to realize too that hurting people hurt people. So sometimes people say and do things in response to the way that they have been treated or what have you. But now I'm not saying everybody, because there's some people out here that's a trip, like for real, like they just nasty for no reason, and or nasty with a purpose because that's just the way they like being. They're evil and ornery. I'm not talking about things like that. You govern yourself accordingly when you're dealing with people like that, and that's what I do. Like, I even recently, um like, I got certain family members. I just gotta stop it. I just gotta cut it off. I gotta cut it off. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. And I find myself, going above and beyond, reaching out, reaching out, reaching out, and they no respond. This I know I haven't done anything to them. I don't have a vindictive bone in my body. So it's like I know I haven't done anything to hurt them. I've always been there anytime they needed me, even when they did me wrong and they called me and they needed something, I was always right there. But they have not returned the love. I don't want you to give me nothing. Just love me. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with that. Because I felt, you can't change how a person treats you. You can't do that. They are who they are and they're going to do what they do. You cannot make a person love you. If some people don't have it to give. Some people don't know how to love. Some people don't know how to care. And some people you got I mean we going to get into that cuz I got a call to make for work. But I'm going to come back in a little bit so we can discuss that because I feel like that there are a lot of us out here that really need to lay aside some weight. And when I say lay aside some weight, I mean lay aside those things that you cannot use. If it's not benefiting you anything, it's time to lay it aside. It's almost like spring cleaning. Get rid of the stuff that you are not using. Get rid of the stuff that is no benefit to you. If it's almost empty, pour it in a container with something else and throw the box away or whatever. Create you some space for healthy energy. So I'm gonna come back and talk about that because I got to make this call. I have a patient waiting for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this call and I'm gonna come back and talk about that because I think that's something that not only I need to talk through, but somebody else need to hear. Really. So I'll come back in a little bit. I love you on purpose. Ain't nothing you can do about it. I promise you. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Come back in a few. Love you on purpose. Later for now. Hugs, kiss.